folks. Therapy's very expensive and it's not in the budget right now, okay? Now, folks, there is a dirty rumor going around that Jungle Cruise is all fun and games, okay? Not my cruise. My cruise is dead serious, start to finish. Let's go over some rules. Rule number 1, do not, at any point during my cruise, fall in love with me, okay? It's if I'm a rolling stone, you can't tie me down, it's off the table. Please also remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, legs to the boat. Parents, supervise your children, particularly if they're teenagers, okay? If they're a lawless bunch and I do not respect them. With that, we are clear and out of here. Take your favorite hand up and wave goodbye, friends. Go ahead and wave goodbye, everybody. Oh, no. Not to them, each other. Wave goodbye to each other, folks. That's not a joke, that's called advice, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board the world-famous Jungle Cruise. My name is, Ryan. Oh, this was his favorite shirt. That's a shame. Now, friends, we have a lot of material today, but let's get started with a boat orientation, okay? So do me a favor. Take a look up high above your heads. Everybody look above your heads, because up there we have what's called the roof. Nautical term. Take a look down low towards your feet. That down there, that's the floor. Now, if at any point they change directions, pro tip, you're going to want to swim, okay? Now, who knows how to swim on board? Raise your hands. Where are my swimmers at? Fess up, come on. Beautiful. Got news for you. You're my flotation devices for this cruise, okay? Now, right here we arrive on the Amazon, home to the first of many landmarks to enjoy. Right here, on the left, we're approaching Inspiration Falls. Now, everybody asks me, Skipper Ryan, why are they called the Inspiration Falls?
Skipper Ryan, why do you call it the Inspiration Falls?
I'm so glad 2 people asked and nobody else. Wow, you folks must be fun at parties. Inspiration Falls is named as such because if you listen to them for long enough, they will inspire you to go deeper and deeper into the jungle. My friends right here, I'm not sure what y'all thought I meant, but this is a family attraction. Come on now, that's inappropriate. Question for you, how many of you brave souls have ever seen the Jungle Book before? Raise your hands. Who's seen the Jungle Book before? Okay, about half of you. Well, for the other half of the boat, don't worry. It just means you're uncultured and it's all your fault if you've never seen it. But I am here to fix that because if you look right here on the left, there it is. How about that, folks? That is the Jungle Book, and it's the box set, too. Aren't I thoughtful? I sure am. You're welcome. Now, right up here, we have our brand new restaurant, Boats, Baits, and Bites. Now, I hear ya. It doesn't look like much for a restaurant, but their piranha is good for a quick bite, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not really a fish guy myself. I just tried it for the halibut, and I know it wasn't that great. But if you don't like fish, I don't blame you. They also serve a wonderful snake surprise. Surprise! It's a snake, you're surprised. I'm so funny. Now, does anybody know what kind of snake that is? Here's a hint. It starts with an A. Anaconda. No, it's actually artificial. That's the kind of snake it is. Yes, artificial. Now, right here on the right side, here we have my humble abode. Yes, my house, my home, my domicile. Those 3 friends inside my house are both my primates and my roommates. And it looks like they're doing what roommates do best, which is hanging out without me and going through my stuff. Yeah, that's what roommates do. Let that be a lesson for all my little ones on board. Always live with your parents, never move out. It's a trap, no matter what they tell you, okay? I speak from experience. I'll picture my little one there staying seated on her back pockets there for me, okay? Back pockets there, please. I want to make sure the crocodiles feel like they're working for it. Now, right here, we arrive on the Nile, the world's longest river. And I'm sure you've heard at some point that the Nile goes on for Niles and Niles and Niles and Niles. But if you don't believe me when I say that, that must mean that you're in a boat. Actually, my friend, you're in a boat right now. And you said that so confidently. How embarrassing to be you. What a shame. And right around here, folks, we have the African belt. And before you say it, yes, it is the same African belt that holds up the African pants. But it's also home to a wide array of different species. So let's take a moment and see what we got here. Let's see what we have on the belt today. Well, I see some giraffes for sure. Up front, these are giraffes with beards. Yep, nailed it. I see some giraffes with horns. Yeah. Oh, I see some 68 impalas. Those are classic. And those tall things in the back there, those are trees. There you go, native to this region. Now, up here on the rocks, I know what you're thinking. This is a gruesome scene. But the more I look at this, the more it reminds me of my favorite Disney movie. Yeah. Cars. Now, right on the bend right here, folks, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what used to be here. And trust me, it looked nothing like that. Well, you know what? I'm a professional, so let me analyze this. Looks like I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5,000
Nothing else.
Just the rocks. Do we understand each other? Smile and nod. Comprende? Beautiful. Okay, you got me. I guess that's good for a lesson back there, so let me teach you this. If a rhino ever tries to charge you, just cancel your credit card. Okay, that will take care of that, no sweat. Right here behind me, we have Schweitzer Falls, named after the world-renowned humanitarian and founder of the cruise, Dr. Albert Falls. What we're going to go ahead and do is steer clear of his water, Schweitzer, but trust me when I say this. We will go over it later. Alrighty, friends, that's a promise and a threat. Make no mistake, we will go over it later in every conceivable manner. Oh, and a word to the wise folks, if you don't end up laughing at my jokes, you may find yourselves under it later, okay? That's not a threat, it's a guarantee. Now right here, my personal favorite part of the cruise is approaching. I call it the Jungle Cruise Hall of Fame, and I call it that because it teaches you all about our history. Like right here, we see a historic first and last attempt at an airborne jungle cruise. Now I think it's plain to see it didn't take off, but let's be honest with ourselves, we were winging it the whole time, so c'est la vie. Right here on the left though, this is a recent attempt at a submersible jungle cruise. Yeah. Now I was there for this one, so I can tell you, I was in over my head the whole time. But you do get what you pay for. And it was half off, so my passengers didn't complain, and thank goodness, because if they did complain, they find out pretty quick that I don't care about their complaints. Now we talked about the past of the cruise. Let's talk about the future of the cruise. Because if you look inside this boat right here, we see a group of skippers in training. Yes, this is what we look like before we get our khaki uniform, myself included. It looks like that one up front has the mic, so let's listen in and see if these brand new skippers have any good material, shall we? Let's let it in here real fast and see if they're a good fit for the job. Okay, that was a good one. Gonna use that one, buddy? Ah, that was so illegal. Oh, man. Make sure my little one's seated there for me, okay? Back pockets there, please, madam. Now, people always say after that, Skipper Ryan, it seems like a monkey could do your job, and that's ridiculous to say, because those are chimps. All right, a chimp could do my job, not a monkey. That would be scientifically incorrect. So right up here, this is everybody's favorite part of the cruise. It needs no introduction, but here we have the tantalizing, the amazing, the hydrating, the invigorating, the very wonderful, the extremely merchandisable, the eighth wonder of the world, the backside of water! Oh my gosh! I'm your biggest fan! Wow. The backside of water gets me every time, but folks, never ever try that at home, because you'll end up hitting your head in the faucet, and that's not a good time. Speaking of not a good time, this is the Mekong River. Let me tell you, it's Mekong me nervous. Here's why. If you look on the right, we see a depiction of the ancient river goddess, Shirley. And if you look on the left, you guessed it, that there is her temple. Now, Shirley's temple is a real dump that reminds me of New Jersey, but it's also known for danger, so keep your eyes open for anything. That way I can keep mine closed for everything. once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to witness, and it's coming up on the right-hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you, on the right, two babies under a full moon. How about that? Majestic. Ah, you love to see it. At least I do, every 10 to 12 minutes of my life. And that's the funniest joke of all. Just ask my parents who paid for my master's Sisters agreed. I think it's hilarious. And with that, folks, it is coming to be. Hey, David, put it down, Dave, now. Sorry, folks. He thinks he's a comedian. Okay, one second. I was kidding, and I got you in the baseball cap. Got you there, my friend. Yeah, I saw you hit the deck. Now, that right there is what I call dry humor. Hope you enjoyed that. And with that, it is coming to be about that time for real. Now, believe me when I say this, I've been on this jungle countless times in my day, and that means I know talent the minute that I see it, so I have to tell you. Of all of my cruises today, you have absolutely been my most recent. No doubt about that. You earned that title, folks. So if you enjoyed your journey, Shima Palace, Skipper Ryan, please exit to the right-hand side, watch your step. If you did not enjoy your journey, my name is actually Skipper Elsa. Go ahead and let it go, okay? Because I couldn't care less about your negativity. It's true, I really couldn't. Now, friends, do me a favor. We're going to go over a quick extra word about safety. You know, I never kid around about safety. It's very important. When you leave my presence, please do so through the same doors that you entered with. If you look at these crates right here, these crates in the middle, please do not cross over them when you exit because they are a fire hazard. And you know what that means? You trip, I laugh, they fire me. Okay, so let's avoid that if possible because trust me, it's just silly when that happens. What can you do? Now, folks, people always ask me the same question. Skipper Ryan, it seems like your job is a whole hoot and a half. What's it like to be a skipper? And that's always a tough question for me to answer for people. But you know what? If you folks lend me a hand, I might be able to manage. Is that okay, guys? Yeah? So, this next part of the cruise I only save for my special boats, and you folks qualify. It's called the Jungle Cruise Skipper Simulator. It's very simple. I'm going to come backwards from 3, and when I do, you folks pretend to be the skips in the cruise, and I'll pretend to be the passenger in the cruise. Okay? Let's give it a try. 3, 2, 1, okay.
You see that dock up there? It's made out of hickory. Sometimes it gets wet, it becomes a very slippery hickory dock.
Wow.
There's a dock on the right, there's a dock on the left. It's very confusing. We like to call it a paradox.
Ha! Where'd you go?
Ah!
There you guys, what do you think? Pretty great, right? I'm telling you now, you too are qualified to go in circles and circles for the rest of your life. I'm telling you, it's that simple. To be a skipper, you don't need to know how to drive a boat. You don't need to know how to swim. Just have to be able to count to 5 and show up. That's the whole shebang. It really is, folks. Now, that being said, that was callous and sarcastic. I don't mean to be rude to you. I'm sorry. Hands down, being a jungle cruise skipper is the best gig I've ever had. You know, before this, I used to work in orange juice, but I couldn't concentrate at work, so they canned me. Can you believe that? I know, it was a darn shame. But don't worry, I rebounded after that. I worked in monorails for a while, too. But if you work in monorails for too long, you develop a one-track mind. That just isn't conducive to corporate success. Found that out the hard way. But after that, I changed gears again. I worked in IT for a while. I was an IT professional, but found out just couldn't hack it, so that didn't work out either. And last but not least, I was a bank teller. Being a bank teller was amazing. Right up until somebody asked me to check their balance, so I pushed them and I got arrested. Yeah, can you believe that? Something about assault and battery. I don't understand that one, but go figure. Now, folks, I appreciate y'all's patience. I really and truly do. Quick extra word, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs out of the boat at all times. Parents surprise those kids, so we call the voice without the dock. Folks, we laughed together today. We cried together today. We very nearly died together today. If this cruise is anything, it was nothing short of Shakespearean in its story structure. But if you remember anything from our time together today, please let it be that I ended our cruise by saying to you, unequivocally, in sound, body, and mind, with every fiber of my being, with all of my heart and all of my affection, from the very bottom of my loving, caring soul, emphatically and sincerely, poetically and enthusiastically, definitively and finally, in front of a live studio audience to the millions and millions watching at home, after 12 and a half minutes of careful contemplation, private internal reflection, and breakneck, Herculean anticipation, with all the pages of the thesaurus that I read on my lunch break, with all of the muster that I can muster, all of the energy that I have been building up for this cruise, all of the anticipation I had for you coming into this boat, all of the happiness that I have to be here, from every skipper here at the Jungle Cruise at Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Hong Kong, Tokyo, all those good stuff, from every cast member, from Mickey Mouse Long last. No matter what. Get out. Oh no, I'm sorry. No. Where's my Disney magic? What I meant was bibbity bobbity, get off my property. There you go. Watch your